It's not the best of notes. It's not the worst of notes. That was a poor play on the fine book, A Tale of Two Cities by, whoever it was by. I just, my mind is in a brain fog half the time anymore. Charles Dickens. But I got to thinking about that because this is a tale of two countries. We actually have a banknote that is Indonesian, but it is actually specifically a different rupiah from the Indonesia rupiah issued for circulation specifically in the region of Irian Barat. And I am excited to share with you tonight this banknote, this 5 rupiah of Irian Barat. I want to apologize in advance if I'm not pronouncing it right. And I also want to thank you for subscribing and liking my channel. I am very pleased with how many more views I'm getting, and I love that I'm getting like 24, 25 hours of additional viewing time per month on my channel. I am so excited about getting this channel monetized and providing additional content for my fans. Let's get started on this note. Like the note says, this is an Irian Barat note, and it is dated 1960. Although that was not when I think this note was printed. It didn't start circulating until the middle 60s. It measures 135 by 67 millimeters, and after circulating to replace the golden in the Dutch, uh, in one of the Dutch provinces that they refused to give to Indonesia. It was withdrawn eventually on April 1st of 1973. It is a multicolor note. You can see that there are some greens, some yellows, and some reds in the middle section of the note. The standard catalog of world paper money calls this a PR3, while the banknote book calls this a B443. This note was printed by Pertajetakan Kebajaran, and again, I apologize for my butchery. I am not a speaker of Indonesian, but there's the imprint there at the bottom of the note underneath the shoulder of the first president. The signer of this note, the governor, is Sutikno Slamet, and the director is Indra Kasoma. On the face of this note, we have President Sukarno, who was stylized as president for life. He was the first president of an independent Indonesia. You also see behind him and over here to the side some stylized plant life. The overprint in the middle is of Irian Barat, and you can't see it here, but there is a solid security thread over on the right-hand part of this note. The watermark that appears right here is also of President Sukarno. He was born June 6, 1901, and he died June 21st, 1970. He was president from 1945 to 1967, and he became president because part of Indonesia's efforts to be free of Dutch rule, they were given a huge opportunity when the Japanese invaded in World War II. And so, yes, Sukarno had reputation for collaborating with the Japanese. Its justification was the Dutch aren't going to give us our independence, but the Japanese will. And so, politics aside and all the deaths aside, it did result in Indonesia getting its independence. And so, perhaps for the Indonesians, he made the right decision. He led the struggle against the Dutch, was imprisoned, and was actually freed by the invading Japanese. His rule, however, ended in failure for his people and himself. He was removed from power and was placed under house arrest until his death. Unfortunately, he had many things that he wanted to do for his country, but the economic situation was not one he gave due attention to. Let's take a look at the back of this note of Irian Barat. And think about smashing that subscription button if you haven't done so yet. This is a Lima Rupiah. It's got the 5s in the corner. We have a fantastic beast here to the left, and to the right we have a dancer. And of course there's flowers all over this note as well. Let's go into a little bit of information about the West Irian Rupiah. It was unique to just Irian Barat. It replaced the West New Guinean gulden at par. And since the gulden at par had so much more strength than the Indonesian rupiah, it was allowed to be unique. And although it shared a name, the value of the or the Irian Barat rupiah was so much more dramatically high than the Indonesian rupiah. In fact, when they finally did combine currencies, the West Irian Barat rupiah was 1 to 18.9 of Indonesia's rupiah. So it absolutely had no value in relation to the Indonesian rupiah. I know this note isn't beautiful, but when I look at the prices that it's selling for on eBay, I don't even look at what has actually sold or not. I know that this isn't a common note that's encountered. We actually got it over the counter at the coin shop that I spend time with, and it wasn't even noticed as being Irian Barat until I was cataloging it. Of course, I had to have it because I don't have a banknote from this entity, but I do now. And let's turn it back to the front side while you decide to subscribe to my channel. This is my 101st video, and I'm here to stay, people. Thank you so much for spending time. If you have any comments or questions or can educate any of us on the Irian Barat rupiah, please leave a comment, share, and let's get a lot more participation in our videos. I was very pleased with the participation we got on the cow theme in my last video, and a gentleman has emailed me and told me that in fact there are close to 300 different banknotes that have a cow on them from more than 90 nations. That's impressive, people, and I'd like to find out some similarly interesting information about this Bank Indonesia issue for Irian Barat. I'm Benjamin. Have a jewel of a day.